Hi friends, welcome to my channel. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about high-end projects using supplies from the Dollar Tree, and we are going to give it that farmhouse look. Things that look vintage and old, but yet look super high-end that you see at a lot of those farmhouse boutique stores that cost so much money. Now let's collect all of our supplies to save a ton of money, and let's get crafting. These are the supplies that I'm going to be using. This beautiful stencil from Studio R12. I'll link it down below. They're my new favorite stencil company. This wood sign that I found in the craft section at the Dollar Tree, some blue paint, some drop cloth fabric that I just cut down to size, and then some gold push pins from the school supply section at the Dollar Tree. Now I'm going to take some painter's tape and I'm going to create some stripes by using some painter's tape and some washi tape, and I'm going to just put down different sizes because we're going to be making almost like a ticking stripe fabric, and we're going to use some paint to get that stripe. Now I love this technique because the possibilities are endless. You can do all kinds of different colors, different thicknesses of stripes, and then when you remove the painter's tape, make sure it's pressed down nice and tight onto the fabric so you've got a good seal. When you remove the painter's tape, you're going to see this beautiful stripe on the fabric. You could do this with pillows and all kinds of different techniques. You can put this inside of a frame. So I'm now moving on to my stencil that's got this little bumblebee on it, a crown, and a wreath. I think this stencil is so beautiful, and it's so great for this time of year, going into spring, summer, and sometimes even a little bit into fall, depending on what your home decor style is. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull off the stencil, and now I'm going to cut it down because we're going to take this fabric and make a pocket onto this wooden sign from the craft section at the Dollar Tree. Go ahead and just put some glue, pull it around nice and snug, and then make sure you get the bottom nice and tight on there too, so it's a nice clean finish. And you can see here that I'm taking those push pins and I'm hammering them into the sides to give it a very high-end look. Now the gold was a little too shiny, so I went ahead and distressed it with some brown paint. Now I'm adding in some florals, and then on the back side, because I love a finished project, I'm going to take some of this gingham ribbon and just glue that onto it to clean it up. I love finding vintage goodies, and something I've been trying to hunt down and have not been able to find has been an old auction sign. So I decided to make one myself. I found these chalkboard frames and I loved the shape on them, and I'm taking down a painter stick that's cut down from it being a very long yardstick, and I'm going to just simply glue that in between these two frames. It's actually the perfect size. So make sure when you're gluing it down though, you're going to see here in a second, I put the two pieces together and then realized I didn't put glue on the backside where the chalkboard part was. So I had to pull it back up again. It happens. Sometimes you just get moving and you forget to glue certain things. So I went ahead and glued those two signs onto this handle. And I went ahead and patched those holes on the chalkboard signs because it used to have twine on those holes. And now I'm going to take this wood strip. A bunch of you told me what it was called and I forgot it again, but I'm going to link it down below. This stuff is so cool. It's like wood ribbon. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. I'm just going to call it wood ribbon. But I know that it's used for building cabinets. That's what somebody told me, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So I'm going to use this stuff to conceal that this was two separate signs, two chalkboard signs. I'm going to glue it and hug that all the way around the whole chalkboard sign. This is going to really make it look like a vintage, really cool old auction sign. And this would be really fun if you have some fun baby showers or bachelorette parties to do this for yes and no signs. People can ask them questions and answer it, but I'm going to be using it where I'm going to paint on a number in just a second. But you can see here, I'm just following along that edge of these two frames, and I'm just taking my time gluing it on. Once you get all the way around the whole frame, cut off where the ending point is, and you've got this beautiful looking finished piece that looks like an auction sign, which I'm just like, I don't know why I thought this one was really cool to share today, just because it's different. Now go ahead and paint it whatever color you want. I went with a pretty white, nice and crisp, but I'm obviously going to make it look very farmhouse. And then I'm going to go ahead and take some painter's tape and some washi tape. I'm creating some different stripes because I wanted to bring in a really pretty sage green color. I'm loving that color right now. That and a French blue. It's just, I don't know, my style. I really love French blue and sage green. Go ahead and pull off that painter's tape and washi tape. Once that's dry, you can go ahead and paint on or vinyl on, whatever you want to do. Or stencil too, you can do that too. Go ahead and put on whatever number you want on your sign. You could also put a letter on for your monogram for your family. I'm going to go with 5 because there's 5 members in my house. And I'm going to go ahead and now just distress it. And you've got yourself a really cool vintage piece for your home. We are going to take this flower garden bucket as well as some of these florals and a piece of foam core and some black and white gingham ribbon. Go ahead and take your foam piece and put in some E6000 and some hot glue and pop that right down into your pot. Now we're going to take that bucket and we're going to flatten one of the sides so that we can use this as a darling wreath to be able to hang up on a hook on a door somewhere at your home. Now you can see here that it's nice and flat, so when you go to put it on a door, it's laying evenly and that you can see the front of the bucket nicely and it's not leaning forward oddly. And then it like rocks around on the door. Now I'm taking some different lavender colors, dark and light purple, as well as this blue. I really like that blue in there with it. But you can put whatever florals in here you want. It's just the idea of taking the bucket, flattening it, and then putting in whatever florals that you prefer for your home. Now I'm going to take some of this gingham ribbon, and I've decided that I was going to loop it on each handle because I wanted the handle part to look finished and cleaned. So I looped it and then pulled up those ribbons and tied it in a knot at the top. Those tails that were extra on there, I'm just going to let them kind of dangle down, look really pretty, kind of scrunch them around and give them a nice clean cut on the end. Add a bow, and at this point, it's ready to be hung up on a door for your home. I love little knick-knack welcome signs. So I'm going to take one of these metal welcome word signs and we're going to turn it into something a little more high-end that you would see at Kirkland's and Pottery Barn. So we're going to go ahead and take one of these 3D ring wreath forms. I'm going to cut it apart because I want to get to this metal. This wire that's on these 3D wreath forms is the perfect wire to work with to bend. So I cut 2 pieces that are the same length and then straightened them out. Now I'm going to take some E6000 and I'm going to take those metal wires that we just got from that wreath form and I'm going to go ahead and just glue them onto it. Make sure they're straight, and then once that's dried for a couple hours, I'm going to take that wood round that I drilled an extra hole in. There's already another hole from the twine that was on it to hang it up. And I'm going to add some hot glue in there, pop this down in here, and then I took it outside to spray paint it black to complete the look. This project is so easy to do and it's so cute because you can do all different types of things with it. I've picked up 3 of these little gold frames from the Dollar Tree, some of these keys from Amazon, I'll link them down below, and then I'm going to use my paper pad that I've just been using all this season. It's the Maggie Holmes Collection Garden Party. I'm going to use this tag paper, and I'm going to cut out the size that I need for the 3 different frames, and I'm just going to glue that right onto the backing of the frame. I've decided to use the glass at the front of the frame, just like how you normally would put a picture in, and put the backing on it, because I found that it made the keys stick to it a lot better than trying to stick it to the paper. I just liked how it looked better. So I'm going to go ahead and use some E6000, and I'm going to put that on the key as gently and cleanly as possible. And then I'm going to just take those keys and I'm going to glue them onto the front of the glass. I think these are so cute. I actually saw this at a super expensive Farmhouse Decor store. You guys, they were charging $25 for these key frames. I giggled. I try so hard to be respectful in those stores because I love getting the ideas there, but I just can't get over the prices that they charge for things sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, thank you for the inspiration. I just can't pay those prices. So go ahead and glue down your different keys with different pattern papers behind it. And then when you're done, these are so cute to put as a cluster on a bookshelf in your home somewhere. I had so much fun sharing these ideas today, and I hope you feel inspired. Now please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you did, and if you're new or returning and haven't done it yet, do click that subscribe button so you don't miss my new videos that are coming each week. I try to put out 2 videos a week to inspire you and to just have fun crafting with all of you. So I hope you get a chance to be in your craft rooms today, and until the next episode, bye friends.